All right. Hello. It's Friday live at Aroma G's Botanica, where we do live tarot readings, free ones, one card readings. You just show up, ask questions, and then we'll answer them or try to answer them at least. We weren't here last week. Roy and I were having our cabinets repainted, and we needed to be there for the workers. And but last I think it was last year, earlier in the year, they redid the counters and a couple of other things and tiled, but it just didn't look complete. It still had these old honey cabinets. So now they're like sort of a pale cream. I wanted it to have the practical magic kitchen look just a little bit if I could. So I'm gonna shuffling the cards so I can do the one card pull of the day. And I'm gonna share something special with you today. Um about things I've been doing, something exciting coming up in just a couple of days. And then I'm still working on how to do live sales. We have two different ways we're thinking about doing it. But I may have to do some testing here on camera about how to show up, show some of the products. So there may be an impromptu live where we're just really just testing live sales, and we'll see what all you guys think about it. So I'm going to pull a card for the week, and then I'm going to share something with you, and then we'll get into readings. The card of the week: apprenticeship, being diligent about something, learning something new. Um, Usually, the Eight of Pentacles is an apprenticeship card. So if there's some job you're wanting or something new you're wanting to explore, like some new business or venture, um, there may still be some things you need to learn. And sometimes you think you already know it all, but this says you don't. So you may have to learn something new this week. So, what have I been doing this past 2 weeks? I have been getting ready to a new project to release my own podcast. It is called The Feral Folklorist. It has taken a while for me to come up with the exact format that I wanted. And it released the first 3 episodes releases on Monday, at midnight. So I already have 13 episodes per season. I have the first 2 seasons laid out. The first 4 episodes recorded. So the first 3 like I said, come out on Monday. Sunday, I will be on the Lucky Mojo Hoodoo Root Work Hour, and we're talking about muddy magic. That's muddy, not money. Where it's about where you're going to too many workers to get magic done, and it all just becomes a big muddy mess. So I do want to show you a couple of things. First of all, the Feral Folklorist website. I spent a lot of time on this, so I'm going to show it off and tell you guys what I'm doing because this is going to be really cool. So here's the main website, feralfolklorist.com. So what is it? What is the podcast about? So let's read how belief, superstition, and folk magic help us cope, protect, and get what we need. The Feral Folklorist is a podcast where haunted history meets real world magic, and every episode digs into the eerie, the uncanny, and the half forgotten stories that still shape how we practice magic and navigate the world. It airs every other Monday. So I do have my show in this 5-part sections. There's 5 segments in it. First, I read you whatever story we're talking about in sort of like a narration, like we're going to tell a ghost story around a campfire. Then we move into historical and folkloric background, where we take whatever the topic is and we thoroughly discuss its history, its background, its folkloric background, and its magical background. Segment 3 is magical interpretation, where we sort of reflect on what is the magic in this story? How does it relate to what it means magically in folklore. And then we sort of give other spooky reflections and maybe tangents where we talk about here's another story that relates to this, and here's another story, a story out of Mississippi or a story out of, the Louisiana where this happened too. And then we finally wrap up every episode with either one or two free spells, original spells that I've written that relate to whatever the topic is. So every show will be like that. I'm trying to get back to and show you. Hey, bear with me. I want to show off what I'm doing. I'll read a little bit extra today. But you can go straight to my website if you want and to listen to it. It's also going to be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, anywhere you go and get your podcast. But you can also come here to listen to it. This is the trailer that's already uploaded. About page tells you about the show schedule. I've already telling you all the episodes all the way up to Christmas and when they air. The first 3 episodes, The Devil at the Crossroads. Second, The Greenbrier Ghost testified in her own murder trial. And episode 3, Buried in Glass, Witch Bottles and Hidden Hexes. And we have things like knife magic and kitchen magic and the Myrtle's plantation ghosts, bottle trees, the tomb of Marie Laveau in New Orleans, Elizabeth Bathory, the Blood Countess, airs the week before Halloween. So you see where I'm going with this. It's a lot about folklore. When I was a teenager, I would buy all these books on real hauntings. So before we move on to the readings, I know everyone would like a card, please, but I've worked in this for 2 weeks. I'm going to pat my back and we're going to play a little bit today. But thank you for getting your question in before everyone else. So what I want to show you now this is something, if you go to patreon.com/Papa G, and join up in the 2 middle tiers, Witch Wiggler and Fortune Teller, that's $5, $8. They already got to hear the first, the opening section of all 3 shows because they get it a week before everyone else. Not the whole episode, but they get the beginning. Everyone at the Fortune Teller $8 level, after each podcast comes out, they get a special after the show episode called Feral Footnotes. And so that's what we're doing over on Patreon. There's all sorts of exclusive things they get, exclusive content. It helps, promote the show. It helps me buy things for the show. And then also there's merch. I've already ordered all the samples for these. There's t-shirts and bags and cups and all sorts of stuff. So I'll be doing all that. But what I want to show you now is something you can only get on Patreon. I'm going to share it with you guys here today because it is a few days before the podcast releases. This is from episode 1. It lasts about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. We're going to play that first before we get into the readings. This is the beginning narration, a sneak peek into episode 1 of the Feral Folklorist podcast. You only get to see it here. Normally, no one else except patrons get to see this. But since y'all show up every week for readings, we're going to show it here. So here we go. And then we'll come back and do some readings. You've driven out to the country looking for the perfect crossroads. You can hear every step you take. The moon is out and it should be cooler by now, but there's still sweat trickling down your back. You've taken a few roads already, but none of them lead anywhere. This one's no different. Empty, quiet, forgotten. There are no signs, no lights. In the distance, you can barely make out a fence line, and every once in a while, something moves in the grass next to the road. Finally, up ahead, the road splits in four directions, a crossroads. Something about this one feels different, and you notice that it's been walked over so many times that the dust doesn't move anymore. There's something sitting in the center. You can't tell if it's a stump or a rock or someone squatting in the dark. When you walk up to it, nothing's there. But you brought something with you. It might be a guitar, a note, a jar full of black-eyed peas. Doesn't matter what. It just matters that you brought it because you want something and you're ready to offer something up. If you mean it, really mean it, someone might show up. Might be a man in black, might be a dog with strange eyes. It might be a stranger who knows your name before you speak. He'll offer you a deal, but not for your soul. That's not what this is. He wants something closer to you, something you didn't plan to give up. You might walk away with what you came for, but you won't walk away the same. I'm Papa G, and this is the Feral Folklorist. And tonight we're heading to the crossroads, the kind you find on a map, and the kind that only shows up when you've run out of safe choices. In this episode, we're talking about the blues singer Robert Johnson. But let's get something out of the way first. Robert Johnson didn't invent the crossroads story, but he did make it famous. So there we go. That was the sneak peek to the first episode of my new podcast, The Feral Folklorist, which comes out Monday. Episodes 1, 2, and 3 all come out at Monday. So you can listen to all three of them. And then the next one comes out June, July. So look at my own schedule. Yeah, you get it's sort of like I tell Roy, it's like watching The Handmaid's Tale. You know, you wait 3 years for it to come out, and so they drop you 2 or 3 episodes, and then you have to wait another week. Episode 1, 2, and 3, June 30th, and then episode 4, The Coffin Was Screaming, Appalachian Death Omens and Warnings comes out July 14th. So every other Monday. So let's get to the readings. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this cold open for the show. Please go and listen to it. Look up Feral, Feral, Folklorist, wherever you get podcasts, and go subscribe to it. So it'll let you know when new episodes drop. So, DGP, oh my God, here first with coffee in hand. Why didn't you bring me any? My cup is empty. Grumpy Old Witch and Laura are in here. Jane Edwards, M Lady, Lycia. Who else? Victoria, Beautify Us Consultant. Christy, Cecily, Keith, Robin of the Elves in the hall. So, all right, you guys. Seriously, leave me some comments in the thing. You make me feel like you only come here for the free readings and not a single comment about what I just showed you. Okay, I'll just move on to the free readings. Let me find the first one. I'm looking beyond salutations and trying to find the questions. Okay, Jane, who's in Donaldson here, would like a card, please. I'll shuffle again just a bit so we won't get that card of the week coming through. Oh, a popper. One popped out, so that's yours, Jane. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, she's got her stuff together. She's good with money. She's very grounded. People come to her for all sorts of advice, whether it be financial or just because she's got her shit together. So it's going to be a good grounded week for you. Sorry, it scrolled. It scrolled. I got to unscroll to find the next question. Here we go. Lycia wants a card. Lycia Queen. This is Six of Cups. It's a card of nostalgia. It can be back looking back at childhood to figure out where something went wrong, or it can just be a fuzzy feeling of needing to revisit old values or old friends. So yeah, it's a card of looking back at better times. Maybe there's someone from the past you need to reach out to. Uh, it's nice to see everyone chatting in the chat room. Okay, Victoria, good morning. What does the coming week look like? The Justice card, which it doesn't have to mean you're going to go to court. It doesn't have to mean anyone's going to judge you. It can mean the week is going to be very balanced. Because you see the two columns on either side. Also, the Justice card is about looking at something the way a judge would, unbiasedly and without a preconceived notion about something. So, hopefully, you know how to fit that into your week. Beautify, general message. Well, it's the Ace of Wands. It's like the beginning of something new and creative. It's time to create something. It's time to actually quit talking about it, get your hands dirty, and create whatever it is you're meant to create. Get with it. It could be an Instagram account. It could be some TikToks. It could be a painting. You know what it is. So, Christy wants a card. The Magician. He's got all the tools available to him. You can make anything happen right now if you put your mind to it. There's nothing really holding you back. Like I said, he's got all the tools. You've got everything you need. Everything except sometimes it's us that holds ourselves back. So you've already got all the tools. Just do it. Looks like this is the theme of all the readings today. Is just do it. Cecily wants a general card. Six of Pentacles. It's about generosity. You see him giving alms to the poor. It can be also about being generous with yourself, or generous with your time with other people. It's a card of self-sacrifice, generosity, and a lot of times he's giving money. Most times in a reading, when it pops up, it's about giving of yourself. Let me know in the comments how you think the sound is, that we're using a new microphone, a freaking expensive microphone, and I'm still learning how to do all the settings on it. The Grumpy Old Witch, Victoria, wants a card. I shuffled these. Here it is again. Obviously, there's a theme going on. All right. Maybe if you were more generous with yourself, Victoria, you wouldn't be grumpy. I don't know. Or someone's going to come up to you this week, ask you $5 for a sandwich, give it to them. Let's see. Keith wants a card. Page of Swords. I call it the spy card, where There may be someone who's sort of watching what you're doing, so don't get too comfortable. If there's a reason you shouldn't be watched, you'll know what that means. DGP, when I grow up, I want to be a feral fairy, wild and free. Well, I think if you're tame now, it might be hard to get to that point. So start wrecking things up so you can go into training for being feral. Laura Strobel, thanks for the sneak peek. You're welcome. Robin of the Elves. Hey, Pops. My husband recently died. Can you pull a card to see what message he has for me, please? Sorry to hear about that. He says everything's going to be fine. Look, he's over the rainbow. You'll see each other again someday. In the meantime, while you're still here, he wants you to just keep going, keep having fun, keep making memories, and then it'll all be fine one day when you're reunited. He's over the rainbow somewhere. Nahal wants to know, am I going to pass the medical examination and get the job? And Two of Wands. My immediate intuitive hit on this one is that you need a plan B in case it doesn't go through. This is about having a plan B. You might want to do a little success magic in the meantime. That if it looks like it's might not go your way, start the magic now. Burn a purple candle with some Crown of Achievement oil on it, which of course you can get at Aromagees Botanica, aromagees.com. Branded Boyd, it sounded like a great sleep story for me. I wondered if some people were going to do that because some people like a voice simply to sleep by, to be told a story to. I know when I was editing them, I was doing it late at night and I kept falling asleep. I was like, gee, the sound of my own voice. That sounds very narcissistic. Or it's either boring or I'm really tired. I hope it's just that I was really tired. But, that's why some people do listen to these things, just for the voices. I know that I sleep better on the couch with earbuds in, just listening to YouTube than I do when I actually go to bed. Maybe I just need to get a recliner to sleep in and just sleep that way, which, go to sleep listening to things. Keith, is it a new book or a podcast? It's a podcast on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or just go to that website and you can listen to it there. Sharon and Nita, I would like a general card if you have time. Yaha. The Empress, nurturing. I don't think you're pregnant, Sharon, so I think it's more about nurturing yourself. Maybe some things you want to do. I know you've taken some classes lately. So, if there's another class you want to take, it says, don't deny yourself. Just do what you want to do. Nurture yourself. Do something to nurture yourself. Shannon says, good morning from Alaska. And so happy I'm catching up. Could I please have a card? Well, it's 3 of Cups. You've got something to celebrate this coming week, or it could be like the week after. Usually, a one-card reading is about the next week. The more cards you build, you might be building more time, but within the next 1 or 2 weeks, there's going to be something that makes you want to celebrate. Ashley wants a card. I'm going to switch over to Lenormand for a few minutes just because to break the monotony. Keep it fresh. Ashley wants a card. Which one is it? It's the key. The key card is about that I'm gonna have to pull a second card to see what this means, because the key card is about such and such is the key to your problem, and it is the child card. The child card, like in tarot, is about nostalgia, but it's also about it could be about an actual child. It can also be about having childlike enthusiasm. Um, so whatever's going on with you right now, the key to it is lighten up, have fun with it, roll with the punches. Any more any more adages I can think of? Alicia, hope you had a better week, Papa. Thank you. Robin Elves, thank you, Laura. Um, thank you, Shannon. Says love the shop. Can't wait to come back to Nashville to see y'all. Let's see. Looking. Oh, I like this one. You told me in 2018 I'd meet a farmer with 3 kids, and I did, and I married him. See, I told y'all I knew shit. You didn't want to believe me. Just imagine if you actually booked a 15-minute reading with me, all the cards would be pulling out and stuff you which is what Hunter did. You can do that on my website, by the way. Oh, I just got all these plugs today. Too bad. Where is it? Mm. Yeah, folkmagicstudio.com if you want to book a reading with me or with Roy, healingamulet.com. Roy has actually got, you need to look on his links on his thing. He's got an Etsy shop where his spell bottles are on there. He's got spell bottles, he's got different spell kits. So go and check that out. He's also got some things in the store that he just put in there. Chakra stone kits, black salt, his spell bottles. So it's his own little section over there near the healing amulet products. So, oh, good. Robin says the microphone sounds very rich. It was $350, so it better sound rich. I know that's not what you meant, but yeah, it's like that hurts to pay this much, but it does sound better than the other one, doesn't it? And the other one was a Yeti microphone. So I thought I was doing really good with that one. This one is a Shure microphone. Um, the lower grade volume, the lower grade one, I think the one that they said Joe Rogan uses. So he's podcasting, 24 hours a day or something. So it must be a good microphone. Thank you. M Lady said you have a very calming voice. Until I was editing, I did not realize how deep my voice actually is. Um, Frankly, I always just thought I had a little bit of a sissy voice. So I guess it's different if you bring out your acting and podcast voice and you try to enunciate the things in a manner in which someone would listen to only on audio. Yes, I used to take acting classes too a long time ago. Um, let's see. I'll have to listen. Brandon said, not boring, very soothing. I use the Calm app with headphones. My favorite sound is the Gothic Graveyard. I will have to look at that. What is and see what the Gothic Graveyard is. Is it just the sound of owls in the distance and ghosts saying boo? I'll have to check. Now let's get down to Bridget, who wants a card. Brigitte, it could be Brigitte. Letter. Letter is communication. It could be you're going to get a letter, a postcard, an email, a note. I don't know, someone's gonna break up with you on a Post-it note. No, that's a joke. That was from what was it? That I think that was an episode of Sex and the City. But you are gonna get some sort of written communication about something you've been waiting to hear about. And it doesn't have to be paper these days. It could be through email or text. Um, DGP. Why do the cards have numbers on them? In Lenormand, they a card. Well, first of all, they number the cards 1 through 36. Um, the cards were used. This is a traditional deck, so the cards were used for different things. It can tell you timing. Um, It also, you notice there's a playing card associated with many of them because it was through also using cartomancy through playing card divination. I don't use that part because I just really haven't committed to memory the cartomancy version of these. But some of them you do know because on the heart card, of course, they put one of the hearts. Um, spades would be more of trouble. Um, if you were to, the coffin is the 8, but it's also diamonds, so it can also mean like pentacles, be like finances and stuff. Make sure to go to YouTube and look. I have a whole video, actually 2 different videos, where I take you through an entire Lenormand class. One of them is a mini class where I just start popping them up and say meaning, 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 and other one I actually showed you an entire class. Um, Lachelle said, "Good morning. My family has a lot going on right now, physically, emotionally. Just looking for a little insight as how to handle it all." And I'm switching back to the tarot cards. And there's a popper. So there's your answer. It's 7 of Pentacles, which is right now, it just says, just keep doing what you're doing every day, hang in there, and it will get better. Um, just go about your business, go about your work, stay busy, do what you need to do, and forget about it. Um, it just takes time. Life always has ebbs and flows, but this is about doing what you need to do, and then if you keep busy, do your thing. Before you know it, it'll turn around, and you won't even know you're flowing out of it. Um, it'll get better. Jessica says she was actually in the store, saw Reverend Royce spell bottles. Yeah, he did take a lot of time putting the sealing wax on them. They did turn out well. M Lady wants a card. Laura said, "Sure is a great line." Told me the microphone. M Lady wants a card. The Hierophant, which is, it can be a religious card. It can be about, sometimes it's literally about getting your ass to church. Other times it's about turning to someone who knows more than you do, a teacher, a mentor. Um, we have to sometimes admit we don't know everything, and we have to turn to someone else who knows more than we do to get some answers. Let's see. What is that, Jane? That brand of microphone you got is a great brand. I was a mass communications major. My stepdad, that passed away in April, was a mass communications professor at Vol State, managed the radio and WVCP, and owned an AM station. That's cool. My father worked at PBS when I was little. That went in Kentucky. It was actually KET, Kentucky Educational Television. And I remember being very little and going, my mother and I would go with him um, to the transmitter station, where back then he had to physically put shows on with large tapes. And there was even something that looked like Oh, the thing they use in school to put things up on the board. I can't think of what it is. It's sort of like a microfiche, um, and it would monitor things. It would show. That's how they did the commercials. And then as I got a little bit older, and we moved from Covington to Lexington, he went there to PBS also again. And I remember we used to play in these studios with these giant studios and all these lights. Um, I would play there with my cousin, who his father also worked there. Yeah, and that was so much fun to play in these studios. I was in a commercial when I think I was like 6 for PBS, so I've always been around that as well. Jessica, I'd love a card as well if possible. Jessica, Queen of Swords. Um, she's knowledgeable. She knows what she's doing. Very, um, she's got a good head on her shoulders. Is this you? You'll know. Or do you need to go turn to someone, like a mother figure, a mentor, a godmother, um, to seek out their advice right now? If you are not the one everyone comes to for advice, that means you need to go ask someone else who you know will have the answers. Uh, Odie Perez. Told y'all I would go over. It's 11:06 and we're still reading. See, if I suck up a lot of your time and showing off my stuff, I'll keep going. Uh, Odie, general card. It says, cool it for a while. Just slow down, take a nap. This is actually about going into a bit of hibernation. Um, Maybe there's something you need to ruminate on before you leap into it. So it's just about slowing down, processing, laying low for a while until maybe a problem passes or till you get an epiphany if you're trying to come up with an idea. Jane, I got my FCC license when I was 14. That's cool. Susie wants a card. The magician, as we said before, he's got all the tools available to him. But it is about making things happen. It can be magically, it can be with your words, it can be with your actions, it can be like from casting a spell. Um, so yeah, Susie, light some candles, get some things going that you wanted to have happen. Spin a little magic. Misty says, card please. Well, Two of Swords. What is it, Misty, that you're not wanting to look at? There's something you don't want to look at, you don't want to hear about it, but it's preventing you from moving forward. So there's something you're closed off to, and sometimes it's the truth, sometimes it's the things we don't want to look at. So you got to ask yourself, what is that? Mm. Misty wants a card. Wait, where did have I lost my place here? Well, I think I got Susie. Is it Misty? Yes, I just got Silva. Receive one card for work. Eh, mm, there's some shit going on at your work right now, causing you to stress, causing you to lose sleep, or just worry. For a while, lay low, stay in your own lane. I think there's someone at work causing a problem, and I don't think they'll be there for long. But you don't need to get your nose in it. Just like I said, stay in your own lane, and I think it'll fix something. It'll work itself out. That's what I'm trying to say. Jessica Christine Lloyd. Stalker card. What does that mean? Oh, was that the one I read for you before? Um, Laura, Lora, wants to know, how is my awakening coming? Well, let's flip the cards and see if you get an alarm. Um, how's your awakening coming? Three of Wands. Um, you still need to do some assessing. Look over all of your accomplishments that you've done, figure out which ones you want, how you got there, and also what mistakes you may have made in the past that you don't want to repeat. Let's see, Jane. Thanks for sharing your story about your dad. I wanted to be a recording engineer. Couldn't afford Belmont at the time. MTSU had an awesome program, Grammy Award winning. Afterwards, I'm trying to think of all the names. After that, after Lexington, we moved to Bowling Green, Kentucky, where he worked on the staff at Western Kentucky University in that sort of same department, programming, things like that. And then later, he worked for CMT, Country Music Television. And then it turns out some of the people I know, um, somehow either their husband or somebody they worked with my father. If you remember Susie Cartwright, the astrologer, the reader who passed away a couple of years ago during COVID. Um, it turns out her husband worked with my father, and then we never knew it. Didn't know it till after she had passed that they had worked together. And then there was someone the other day who, and I can't remember who it was, that said, "Oh, it's Anna who now works at the shop." I think it's her father worked with my father, something like that. Maybe it's her grandfather. Um, Small world. Let's see. Ickle, icky, sicky. Ickle, icky. General Carr. Where'd you get that name? Ickle, icky. Well, you're celebrating that name. Three of Cups. There's something to celebrate. There's something going on that's good this coming week. So run with it. Run with the good feelings of it. Oh, let's see. I'm gonna take we're running out of time. It's 11:15, and we've been here 45 minutes, and I only took up 3 minutes telling you about the podcast. So I am going way over here. I'm gonna take the next 2. Let me see, where'd I go? Small world. Well, I think I've gone through all the questions. Oh, there you go, Bliss. Bliss Ryan, Papa G is back. Hey, I've been here. Where you been, Bliss? Because normally we'd be off the air by now. So make sure to get your butt in here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. till about 11 o'clock. We weren't here last week, so if that's when you looked for me, you're correct. There's that card again. It's all about planning. It's about assessing things. Two of Wands. Where am I? What am I doing? What are my future plans? Write it down in a list if you have to, a pro and a con list. Um, I tell you, I have the notes. The note section in my phone is full because if I don't write it down, I'm going to forget what idea I had. Um, Side note: there's something I offered my patrons on Patreon, and I put it on my phone. Is this cool? A vintage occult wallpaper. in this in black and in like this sepia tone. So I'm always doing something over on Patreon, something like that. I'll do there's the vintage wallpaper. I do a spell for your Book of Shadows pages of spells with the script and florals and scrolls. And I've started to make white versions in case you want to print it on parchment paper. So um, that's what I'm doing. I'm always doing something like that. I got to keep it fresh. Jane, I need to come by and meet you in person and have something. Make sure to tell me first because you like here, this is the office. I'm not even at the store. I'm at another location. But if I'm here, I can run down to the store. It's not that far away. All right. One more, and that's Tanya Zeberth. You're the last reading today. The Hermit card. The Hermit card, people think it's about tucking yourself away, hiding from people, and it's about taking one day at a time, one step at a time, sometimes one choice at a time. It just means slow down, think about where you're going, look at where you're going before you go there. So, we crammed a lot into this 45 minutes. Um, Sometime over the weekend, you may see me go live. If you do, pop in and help me out because I'm going to try to test, and I'll probably do this sometime tomorrow. Maybe I'll put it out pre-scheduled so you guys can see. So look on the Aromagees Facebook page and stuff. Um, I want to test on how to do live sales. Let me show you what I mean by that. I'm going to um, here at my desk, camera is straight ahead, but you know what? I have another camera over here, and I am going to see if I can share that with you. Extra camera. No, not that one. It's trying to do the FaceTime camera. Haha, there it is. I'm going to share this extra camera with you. I'm going to add it to the stage. It's not doing it. See, this is why we need testing. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. Sorry. I hit the end of that. Here it is. See, now I got to figure out. See, here we are. So this is how I can actually help to do live sales by actually being able to show you something up close. And now I just have to figure out how. See, it's all this play. You got to play. You got to play and figure out which one will be the. See, I can't get it to be the main one. I got me. I got both side by side. That may be helpful. Yeah. Anyone want to buy an empty cup of coffee from the store? This was neat. It is a piece of amber, black amber. I had to steal this piece from the store. Yeah, I took it out of inventory. But look at that. It's almost has like these tribal, I don't know, scratches on it or something. But yeah, we do want to figure out how to do live sales. And I think this is the way, probably through YouTube. I don't really want to do the whatnot TikTok thing because I don't want it to be cheesy and feel like that that it's like hardcore salesy. I want it to be um more of where we can take time in between things we're selling, and maybe we'll do a meditation. Maybe we'll talk about the history or the background of whatever it is we're selling or the stone or something. Maybe make it a little bit more educational so it's not just rammed down your throat, sell, sell, sell. It's more like we're going to sell while we're talking. And then we also have the ability to put up products while I'm talking to you about them, where you can just click on it and buy it. And that's the part we really need to test out because here we use StreamYard to broadcast to Facebook and YouTube. We can go to other places if we want to, but I believe I have to go for you tech geeks out there. The rest of you are like, what is he talking about? Um, you have to go into the behind the scenes YouTube studio and gradually feed up products for you to see. So that's where we're going to be testing um, to see if we can juggle all that and still keep the flow of talking and still show something with a second camera, or if we're going to need two of us to handle live sales, or three of us. So there'll also be someone monitoring the chat. We'll see. So maybe I'll get that out tomorrow. Be looking for it. If you see it pop up, come on in and help me by saying, I see this, I don't see this. This flow is wonderful. This flow sucks. Whatever. Until next time, next Friday, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, we'll do more live tarot readings, and they're always free one card readings. So until next time, this is Papa G with Aroma G's Botanica. Bye bye.